Hello everybody, welcome back for the StarCraft 2 action. We're here with Mr. Bly, going up against Nicoract. A young buck trying to make a name for himself on the Terran pieces. Should have picked Zerg in 2012, 2011. He's going for a Rax, not a CC first. Good to know. And Bly looks to be going for a hatch first himself. Could be, you know, mine through these minerals, get a proxy hatch. Although these are 10 minerals, whereas these thinner walls are 5. But I don't know if it's 5-5. I would assume so then. If it's like 10-10, wouldn't 20 make more sense? But it's 10 on both sides, so maybe it is 10-10. I don't know, we'll click on it when we get vision soon. Oh yeah, it's 10, so it's 10-10. Need 4 trips of a worker to mine this out. That's a fairly big commitment. Would be a nice cheese regardless. Get a proxy hatch, start mining with 1 drone, and then run your roaches in or whatever. But Terrans don't really do a low ground wall on this map. I would guess Protoss would attempt it. Get a wall over here. Oh, it could be some nice cheese potential. Bly floating a little bit of money, ready to make double queen, double zergling as soon as the hatchery and spawning pool finish around the same time. And there we go. Now Nicoract has 100 gas, is going to be building a factory here. And Bly is fully aware. This Reaper now underway to his base. Oh, there's a little Reaper ledge here on Amphion. Oh, this drone! Oh, gets to the gas and survives. A little bit of mining time. About 4 minerals wasted there. Or 6? I don't know. Maybe it's 8. Oh, there's 1 ling. Oh, actually survives, but now 1 ling does go down. A total of 1 lings did go down, but the queens are now out. No additional queens, but also no third base yet, so curious to see what Bly is going to be spending his money on. We still have 3 drones on gas, and Nicoract does see that. Being annoying with his Reaper here. So what is Bly going to do? I feel like he wants to throw down a Roach Warren here, because he has a lot of gas. He's not getting a third base, but he's also not double queening. 10 drones underway here. It's quite a bit of gas. I mean, I guess he could 2-base Muta right now. He goes for a lair. This could also be a Nidus type of play. It's not that hard to get into the natural at least. I don't know if you can get into the main. This, not that good of a position. I guess if your Overlord's over here. So for now it's a 2-base lair. He has all his minerals saturated, so soon he will take more gases. And how many will that be? 2 more. If it's 3, we know it's a Spire, but if it's only 2, it smells like a Roach play. Could still be 2-base Muta, actually. If you go 2 gases, then you get the 3rd one as soon as you start your Spire. And there he goes, gets a 3rd one. So this looks like 2-base Muta here from Bly. And I must say, I am a bit of a 2-base Muta enjoyer. Oh, I did forget to link the sort-of guide that I mentioned last time. I'll put it in the comments after this cast. In the previous video, not this one, I'm sorry. Their command center play, and we're getting Cloak Banshee here from Nicoract with 6 Hellions on deck. And he's just playing fairly defensively with him, because, I mean, there's not a lot to harass when your opponent has their ramp blocked with 3 queens. Love this play. 3rd base is underway for Bly as well. The stupid thing is, he could be getting this in-base 3rd. If you're Nicoract, you don't know. You might have to, like, scan for it. I don't think a Reaper can get up here, can't they? No. No, a Reaper cannot get in there. And now he sees this queen wall. Also sees the third over there, so... I mean, this is a little suspicious. Could be a fourth base, but... I mean, if I see this queen wall and there's a base there, I'm thinking it's a two-baser. Oh, we see some creep here as well. Making it look like he's going to do like a roach attack or whatever. I love that. This screams, I'm going to roach attack you, Ravager Ling. Some Lings get into the natural. Only 3 Marines here, but a couple Lings do get caught by the SCV, Civilian Arrest. And 8 Mutas underway. Where's that first Banshee? It's out right now. Oh, this timing. Oh, the second one is waiting here. No way! So this might line up to be terrible for Nicoract, but I don't see an Overseer being created here by Bly. Honestly, if I do this, I just make a blind Overseer with my Mutas, because you know there's going to be like one Widowmine you want to snipe anyways. And I mean, having an Overseer right now pays off big time, because these Banshees just die. Okay, the Mutas are shown. He shows that he has Mutas. And now Nicoract can just start the turrets. He has 1, 2, 3. Guess he had turrets prepared in case it was burrowed roaches or Mutas. Of course, against 2 base, it's not too bad. Versus 2 base investing into 2 turrets, it's not a big deal. Your opponent invested into not having a 3rd base for a while. But Bly droned it up real well. And we are up to 3 bases. This 1 Banshee already ran out of energy. And they did find 1 additional drone. 2 additional drones. Still no Overseer. You have lair tech, my boy. A little confused by the spores. With super fast lair tech. Don't really need them spores. 4th base for Bly now underway. He's piling on the expansions and now finally throws down the Evo chambers. Does have Baneling speed underway. That's kind of the trade-off that you make with the 2 base type of Muta play. You're investing all that early gas into these Mutas. And if they can get something done, that's great. If they can't, you're Sag. Look at this. You want these medevacs to go over this high ground. You want to kill these SCVs or these units that walk on the ram. You want to, like, harass this 3rd base. Like, if you hit the base from here, like, the Glyphs will bounce onto the SCVs. So they can't ignore you when you do that. But these Mutas not really finding an angle here. And there's a lot of turrets in the main, which I don't think Bly even checked. No, he did not even check. He just kind of believed it. But this is kind of a weak angle. And the Marines do get an Overlord kill. Another base going down for Bly. Suppressy's not taking the back one. Taking a more forward base here. And the creep spread actually looking quite good, because Nicoract hasn't really been able to contest it. Bunch of Banelings rolling on into the 3rd base. Nicoract, nice reactions here. Banelings do get a couple kills and some SCVs, but that could have been way worse, and that is one of those things that is just super annoying. As a Terran, when the Zerg on the minimap just keeps sending his Lings and or Banelings around the right side into your 3rd base. Because it, like, pulls you to this bottom right side, which is not where your opponent is. Your opponent is in the top left. Oh, Burrow Banes! Oh, that was a nice hit. And now there's not enough Marines here. The hunt begins. These Mutas already have +1, about to get +2 as well. Or it's quite a way. It's done. Oh, the 4th base? Oh, it doesn't go for the greedy kill on that 4th base. 18 more drones for Bly away, about to hit 90 droners. And this is a very comfortable position for Bly. And that's why Terrans sometimes hate playing against this, because they're kind of stuck on their bases, especially when you don't have a triangle expand, which I kind of love Bly taking the 2-base Muta route on this map when I think about that. Because usually when you go for like a triangle base, if you look on the minimap, your airspace, the surface, is a lot lower. than when compared to expanding into a line. Oh, and now Bly deciding that he has enough mutas, 17 mutas apparently, enough to go kill some turrets. And wow, Nicoract being forced all the way back into his main base, which is very far away from his moving out path. Dude, the more we see how well Bly can use this map, the better I think this build is on this map in particular. Nicoract canceling one of Bly's bases, but I mean, he doesn't even know about this middle base. So this is not as big of a win as he thinks it is. Oh, this is a nasty siege position, actually. More banelings roly-polying on into the third base. Now that Bly's near maxed, he can start spending some resources on that. Double drop here for Nicoract. Might be looking at attacking a potential fourth base in that pocket there, and Bly is thinking about it. Ooh, nice sensor tower kill. Sensor towers, of course, give the Terran a lot of awareness of their minimap without actually having a spotter unit. Nicoract sends in 16 Marines here and take down an expansion and a couple drones. And meanwhile, he's sending out another pack. And, ooh, Bly nicely mined it out for him. So perhaps he could go in. The mutas are here, though. And the medevacs do get taken down. No boost available. And in the meanwhile, though, bunch of drone losses here from Nicoract. Or Bly is losing them, Nicoract is killing them. Without impunity, and now the medevacs boost away, but as you can see, the Ling Muta Baneling is very good at hunting these. So a little bit different from the Ling Bane Hydra, where it's the same as if you're playing against Phoenix with Terran. As soon as you lose a fight and you just have medevacs on the field, and they need to retreat, they can't get away from the Phoenix, so you're gonna lose all of your medevacs. So every fight is you can get punished a bit harder. A little pack of Banelings rolls in and kills 3 Widow Mines, and in the meanwhile, Bly can just spam more Ling Bane, and as I talked about earlier, these run-bys are the real killers. Just thought about, like, Fear is the Mind Killer. I don't know what that's from. It's like a series or a movie or something. Oh my god, the moment he leaves, the Banelings come in. Perfectly timed out by Bly. Probably a little bit of luck involved there, but 20 SCVs do go down. Oh, the mutas dive on top of all of the Marines. But they do survive. I'm always so scared when I see mutas clumped and there are Widow Mines anywhere on the screen. Little bit of a run by here by Nicoract. Very nice, and there's no Ultralisks yet back to defend, because like 2-3 Ultralisks can just defend against any amount of drops. Now the 2-2 Lings have to retreat. Their base actually getting sniped here by these 3-3 Marines. Don't get it twisted. Marines are good units. Not as good as the Brood War Marines, as we've learned, but still pretty darn good. I don't know if you guys been watching that, but there was like a StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2 show match from Afrika TV. And of course also all the content creators immediately make content on it, but that mod, I think it's called like StarCraft Evolution mod or something, where they basically made StarCraft 1 races in the StarCraft 2 engine playable, and they just played against each other. And it's really cool to see. You know, it's just novel. As some people on Twitter might have pointed out, that it's probably a fad, but it is very cool. This Mutalisk harass is getting crazy. These +2 and +1 armor Mutalisk. How many do we have? 20 of them. Look at him just surgically cutting away the Terran. Bit by bit. Whereas Nicoract is trying to do the same thing with the creep tumors and the basis of Bly, but I mean, I've got to say I'm favoring Bly's position here. He's pulling Nicoract back and forth with these mutas, sniping whatever he feels like sniping. And in the meanwhile, just teching behind it up to an army that I don't know if Nicoract can deal with it. He is getting some ghosts, though. So these Ultralisks aren't going unanswered. But there's 0 ghosts on the field, only 1 Marauder, and it's mass Marine. coming out from Nicoract here, and I mean, his third base is just completely gone. He does have a fourth base. This is a fucking fortress. Holy moly. And Bly kind of setting up here with a lot of Bane rings. 33 Banes, 28 more underway. That's a lot of Banelings. Hashtag 2010. And the Ultra Bane crushes into the army of Nicoract here, but they are off creep. The Ultralisks do have their speed upgrade, so it's pretty hard to run away from them if you don't have Sim City. And if we look at the supply, Nicoract just getting kind of obliterated there. His fifth base has been cleaned up by the mutas, and at this point, Bly is just going for his patented mass Ultralisk style versus Terran. Just more Ultralisks than you have snipes type of beat. And yeah, does a 3-3 full upgrades, and Nicoract knows that the writing is on the wall. And Bly takes game number 1 on Amphion. And Bly managed to take game number 1 on Amphion versus Nicoract in this best of 3, the ESL 2024 ESL Spring EU Regionals, which were played online. Such a long name for a goddamn tournament. And we're here on Goldenaura, which, if you've seen any of my previous casts, I've called this the Corridor of Death. And this is a nasty siege tank position, as is this. As is this. Even this. And this. Like, siege tanks are the bane of your existence on this map. Which, could be another excuse for Bly to try and play 3 or 2 base meta versus Nicoract that he did show in the previous game, and as we collectively learned was a very cute and cool strategy for that specific map because of how the base layout is. On this map, however, it's kind of up to the Terran himself which base he's going to be taking. I feel like they take the triangle setup more often than the line setup. And even the line setup doesn't feel that much like more surface area than the triangle. As in, this triangle still kind of leaves open some surface area. So I would probably attempt it a couple times on ladder before making my verdict. Like, how good does it feel to get in versus either of the base layouts? And of course, the big thing is you would go 2-base meta because then going tanks is just costly. Especially early tanks, very costly. Because if you put a tank on a high ground and the mutas just fly in, then there might be a turret or like 3 marines and they just shoot the tank twice, it dies. You might kill 1 muta or severely damage one, and then they fly away. Even if they don't kill the tank, it's like orange health. So this next time they find it, it's dead unless you repair it, which does take quite some APM. Like, it's just annoying. And as soon as they walk across the map with the tanks, you will be hounding them. And those tanks can get gone on by the mutas. Oh my god, mid-air kill by Nicoract. That's a cute grenade timing there. Of course, you can't morph into a geyser if you are mid-air. Sad for that drone. He did have to give his life for the swarm. And 1 Ling also killed. So Bly taking some damage from this Reaper here. Not quite a Clem Reaper, but still, Nicoract. That's some nice control you got there, buddy. Let's see what he's doing back home. He's got the factory, got the 3rd CC. This looks like the same build he did in game number 1. And from Bly, we're looking at your gas boy, Mr. Bly. Only 2 drones in gas, so not 3. Which was his 2-base meta build. Also not making any additional queens outside of a 3rd one. And he's sending out a drone. He's actually going to be taking a 3rd base. Reaper. Oh, it scouted and then it went away again. So Nicoract has like the most incorrect information right now. Not seeing a 3rd base, but there is one. So he might be preparing for either some aggressive play or like a tech-based all-in. But now he does find the expansion, so good job on double-checking here from Nicoract. Now he knows what he's up against. It's standard enough, I would say. We do see another lair build, though. So maybe Bly actually doing another 2-baser. It kind of looks like it. This is kind of the 3rd base timing you would do if you aren't on a map like Amphion, where you can like double down on the 2-basing because they could think you have a 3rd base. Now, I think this is just a 3rd base to make drones after. Oh, but the Hellion Reaper goes in. There's no lings. Oh my god, Nicoract. He goes for the Hellion run by. And if this fails and they die, Bly gets the map and gets the drone for free. But instead of that, he just goes for a super aggressive run and kills 6 drones, which is pretty massive if you only have 40 drones. And now he does have 2 bases and a lair, but you don't want to make the spire right now. Well, you can now after the 11 drones. But you need to replenish this drone count, especially on these geysers. Now, it does get a spire once again. So, Bly, regardless, goes for the mutas. And I already highlighted why I think the mutas are still pretty okay here. Nicoract going for the triangle setup, trying to be muta-proof. And what did he see? He didn't see the lair. He did see the double gas, though. That says a lot. You kind of know that they have a gas in the main as well, because you probably saw ling speed at some point. Well, you did see ling speed when they were killing your units. So you know it's at least 3 gases. Yeah. That's info, I guess. I would be tempted to scan the main if I was the Terran here. But he was not tempted at all. Of course you don't scan if it doesn't change the things you're gonna do. Nicoract moving out with a 2-1-1. Yep. 2-1-1. Stim has done 16 Marines. And they're moving on out. And 2-base Muta hates this push. If the Mutas are out, which they are not right now, it's fine. But since Nicoract did delay the Mutas a little bit, now he has to invest in Banes, maybe even Bane speed. Well, I guess you should start Bane speed right away if you think you can't hold this. And now, finally, he gets to invest into mutas. It's only 3. I don't know why he isn't making more. Lots of lings running across the map here. Wow, getting a lot of SCV kills here on the 3rd base with a Baneling run by that. I slightly missed. That's okay. 12 SCVs. That's a lot of kills before the mutas are even out. So, Bly kind of playing like he's playing ZVZ. In Zerg versus Zerg, if you go 2-base muta, you also don't really build any drones. You just go mass ling with muta, and you just relentlessly attack. You attack the 3rd base, and then, like, you abuse the space in between the natural and the 3rd base, because if they don't have a spore there, queens have to defend, but queens are a big part of their defense, and if you just fly past them, suddenly you're in the main without the queens being there, like, especially if you're over here. It's very hard to also stop the ling run-bys into the main. And that is the real scary thing when it's Zerg versus Zerg, 2-base muta. These lings just run into your main. The mutas come from the other side. They just, like, they can even click down your, even your lair in the main, or your spawning pool or whatever, or just kill all your drones. They can even fight your queens. If, for example, you have a bunch of roaches at the 3rd base and they're still slow, the Zerg lings plus mutas will just kill your queens in the main. But okay, that's Zerg versus Zerg. And we're here for Zerg versus Terran. Now again, notice that these Evo chambers for Bly are super late. He's even making extra mutas before he starts that double Evo upgrades. Does have Baneling speed, I believe. Yes, he does. So he's making a couple safety Banes. He has a 4th base. Not starting a 5th. But Nicoract sitting pretty here. Making 9 drones at or 9 Marines at a time. 2-2 is started, and he has a big upgrade lead. Evos haven't even finished yet. Oh, big catch here by Bly, though, with the mutas. And some Ling Bane. Kills that double drop. As you can see, the Medivacs can't get out if there's plenty of mutas. Oh, and the Baneling connections onto creep. But now he can boost on out of there because the mutas aren't there. The mutas are coming, though. But I think Nicoract will be back and will start unloading before the mutas are there. Nice reinforcements as well. Only a couple links lost, and now only now 1-1 starts. So 2-2 might actually finish before 1-1 is done. And if Nicoract can be inside, well, just on top of creep, hopefully at the center of Bly's bases, or at least in a very aggressive position when that 2-2 finishes, the game is instantaneously over. 2-2 Marines versus 0-0 Ling Bane is so unfair. Like, only if you just don't split at all and, like, move command into a clump of Banelings is it okay-ish. Maybe Burrow play, but, oh, Burrow is done. So we might see some Burrow and Banelings, but the rough thing with Zerg nowadays is that our creep spread has been, you know, it's kind of better than it used to be in, like, 2013. So Burrow Banelings aren't as good because the Terran is already scanning for creep tumors. So you can only, like, put Burrow Banelings where there is no creep. So you, like, have to be super aggressive like this and then burrow 2 Banelings and then run away. Which is very cool, by the way. Snoot once did a very cool move like that. Of course, the big Scarlet Bomber game as well. Move in aggressively, burrow 2 Banelings, run away. Hope they don't scan. And then they stim and run after your army. And then boom, everything dies. Oh, some Muta Baneling. But this is not a lot of Mutas anymore. We have 8 Mutas and 8 Mutas with +1. Not quite the 20 Mutas with almost +2 that we saw last game. Bly struggling in supply as well. Decent worker count though, so if he can take these fights onto creep, nice fight. Couple tanks here. Tanks are still good, by the way, for killing Ling Bane. You don't have to play Widowmine, because Mutas are also pretty good at killing Widowmines. Zerg actually started playing Hydralisk-based compositions because playing versus Widowmines was just too volatile. Oh, big drop in the main. 4 medevacs here, but there's a lot of Mutas. And all of these medevacs can get cleaned up by the Mutas. 2-2 has started now for the Zerg, whereas 3-3 has started for the Terran. Didn't really keep track if that, like, 2-2 timing versus 0-0 happened. But, I mean, Bly is in the game, but he's in a very precarious situation. And a lot of drones going down here. The Mutas, oh, they split off into a second pack of Marines. You don't want to see that. Some Banelings now coming on in. Decent connections with the Banelings. And the tank also goes down, and now the hunt for the medevac starts. We saw a little bit of run-by of Lings into the 3rd base, but not a lot of SCVs got caught there. Maybe they were transferred over to the 4th base. And does Bly know? Bly doesn't know, but he might know. He might suspect. Do you see one little Baneling landmine over here? Could be 2nd one, 3rd one, 4th one. You can put them awkwardly close. Like, you just shift queue them up, shift burrow, and then you fly in with your Mutalisk. Just, like, attack, like, 1 SCV and go away. Because it's usually enough to, like, that they won't notice the Banelings going there. And then, you know, with the Mutas, you can kind of keep tabs on where the army is, and if they move out in a big clump, oh, you're going to get some sweet, sweet hits. And if they just walk past all of them, you are sad because you have a bunch of Banelings that don't do anything. But Bly, staying alive. This game is pretty even right now, I would say. Still hate the map for Zerg, but he's past the worst point, I think. Now I'm kind of expecting Bly to move into a lair or into a hive. I know the Zergs of old have some troubles getting that hive upgraded because it used to be where other Zergs go to die when you played Lingbane Muta back in the day. 4th base for Bly does go down. He has another one. The gold base went down and some drones with it. Still 70 drones though for Bly. So he's kind of okay, can rebuild like 10 more drones and be fine. Fine. Oh, 1 medevac, 2 medevac, 3 medevac. Those are expensive. Both in gas, but also in starport production time. He has only 1 starport. So there won't be any libs coming anytime soon. Double Thor production, though. This siege tank doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He's like, do I study this? Do I study that? I don't know. Need to kill this turret to get him out. These Thors? are going to change the game a lot, because all of a sudden these mutas can't be seen close to the Terran main army. And then a straight up push from the Terran becomes all the more likely, because both they are stronger in a straight up engagement with the Thors, and because the Thors are so immobile, if they are halfway across the map, usually Terran is like, ah, fuck it, I'm attack you. I'm not sending these Thors back because they are slow. And that's kind of what you want as the muta player. You want to, like, keep harassing the Terran. Keep pulling him back towards his base whilst you build up to 3-3, get some infestors, a lot of ultralisks if you're Bly. Oh, the mutalisk trying to get faster. Oof. Getting shot down by the 3-3 Marines, but they do end up overpowering those few Marines now. Oh, nice medevac shots again. Nice hold position here with the mutas. Getting decent shots onto the SCVs here and correctly identifying that that's a lot of Marauders. Nicoract might actually just be like kind of hard countering Bly here. Oh my god, that's a lot of turrets and a lot of Thors. Thor Marauder Marine, baby. And like all these Marauders are kind of like hard countering an Ultralisk switch. But Bly hasn't even thought of a hive. He's just started it up. Oh my god, Bly, what happened? Lost quite a few mutas. 11 mutas, fires up 8 more. Like the moment you want to like kind of be risky with your mutas, like he just did at the top, is when you need the supply for the better units. You need the supply for the Ultras. And I feel like Nicoract is trying to hit that timing right now. Trying to punish Bly switching into Ultralisks. And hit before all of them are out and... yeah, joining the army, as it were. But Bly only has Ling Bane, has a big clump of Banes, but there's a lot of Thor Marauder. And now a big run by from Bly. It's of course one of those things that Ling Muta is very good at. Sorry about that. It's very good at counterattacking, and we see a big counterattack. Third base got completely cleaned up. Lings and mutas fighting in the main. We see a couple ghosts going down, but these mutas, whew, anytime a Marine gets close, they just shit the bed. Oh, more mutas going down. 11 mutas now. But 3-3 and Adrenal is starting. Oh my god, Nicoract playing like his Brood War, just throwing down the turrets. More CCs being built as well. Nicoract, I respect it. He's just kind of saying, as soon as we get into the late game and I get comfortable, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable. And it's 67 drones for Bly, 63 SCVs for Nicoract, but he does have a good amount of orbitals, I would imagine. Only 3 orbitals. Okay. So their economies are actually not that dissimilar. But I feel like Bly has a more difficult time at expanding, especially if you look at his 4th base. It's been denied again and again and again. We do see all these mutas. Are they going to try and lure them in? Yes, they are. Kills 1 Marine. Follow me. Come on, follow me, boy. Too bad. Big move out here. Oh, that's a lot of Banes. Or that's another Baneling landmine. Is going to get a decent hit. Oh. Decent hit. Could have been a little better, but still decent. Mutas still doing some harassment here. But now Bly, slight miscontrol. Loses the last few mutas that he does have, but now the Ultralisk transition is starting. 3 Ultralisks starting up. We do have 2 Infestors on the map as well. Might have to give up this top base before his army is ready and assembled, so... But, I mean, Lings are just going to do pretty well here. Banelings also getting in onto the Terran army, onto Thors. This is Nesty. Obligatory Nesty reference when Banelings hit Thors. Nicoract, my god, dude. He's been punishing this 4th base location so well. Like, actually expert level of just pulling the Zerg apart. And Bly still feels a little... how do you say? Poor. Just doesn't have that many resources. Did defend this top base. but had to expend a lot of banelings for it especially. Another base gets caught here by Nicoract. Re-expanding to the gold, I like that. And the Ultralisk speed upgrade is coming up. Does not have the Ultralisk carapace though. So either he really favors the speed, or he's forgetting carapace. Another assault onto this 5th base. And the 5th base goes down before Bly is ready. His army is not there, and the banelings were not ready. So what is Bly mining? 1 base. 1.5 bases. Bly is Sag. And so he's going for a counterattack here onto Nicoract's PF. And the banelings are going to kill some SCVs. That's going to be juicy. Actually, don't get all of them. But still, 14 SCVs do go down. We do see that, well, 6th base going down from Nicoract. So Bly still in this. Mutas in the back, trying to snipe some. I mean, there's not a lot of Marines. He can actually just kill the tanks, kill the medevacs, kill the Marauders. And the Marauders get stimmed up and click down this base. They are 3-3. The banelings even coming in to save the last, well, decent mining base for Bly here. Does rebuild his 4th base. What a crazy game. Bases are just being harassed and killed over and over and over. And Nicoract has a half base, let's say 2 bases, 2.5 bases at the maximum. Flying over his main base towards this 6th base location. And, I mean, Bly still has some options here. But he can't lose like a bunch of drones at an outer base for nothing. Oh, the drones are going in. Nicoract sees the Maynarding of the drones towards the gold base. Just runs on in. Bly, gotta catch these boys. And they get into the gold mineral line. Some drones will fall, but the links are here to make sure that the damage isn't that much. 6 drones, though, on a gold base. That's 50% of that gold base income right there. That is rough. Top base for Bly also going down. Sag Town. And this... Oh my god, the snipes on the bases, dude. Zerg needs a Fortify upgrade. Just needs to be able to get like 4 armor on their buildings. Just like Terran. He has it. Look at this. This in the top left, the 2nd upgrade. He has building armor. Where's my, like, building carapace upgrade? These Marines are way too good at killing my hatcheries. Gold base now is up and running, though. Nicoract knows that this can't persist if he is to win this game. Bly struggling to keep up in supply, though. Has to rebuild all of these bases. Only has 2 mining bases. And this gold base, no way! How's he not defending this with everything that he has? Oh, okay. There's a drop at the top that's pulling away his attention. Oh my god. I was saying that these Marines kill my hatchery a little bit too fast. Well, that's exactly what I mean. Poor Bly just loses another base. The hatchery sniper himself. Can I get a buildings lost? I don't know where to find that. Oh, it is there. 11 hatcheries were sniped this game. That's quite a bit. 11 hatcheries. Poor Bly. Literally. Look at the arrows. 3 in mineral and 2 in gas. Nicoract is up in income a hell of a lot. He even got +2 for his tanks and Thors. Pretty nice. Even getting a personal cloak for the ghosts. And I'm curious to see if he's going to go into any amount of liberators. Or that he thinks that liberators are bad. Against like mass ultralisks. I feel like libs are pretty good, especially with like infestors in play. A little nice counterattack here by Bly. Catches a couple of SCVs once again. Maybe, how is he? Oh, the 3rd base. Okay, the links were just mauling all of the SCVs. 1 tank, the one that was stuck and killed this turret, did end up going down. And 8 SCVs goes down. The 3rd base actually taking some damage here. The mutas are clicked onto it. And the Marines want to click on these mutas. 12 more drones underway for Bly, who's been sitting sub 60 drones. Has been completely shoved away from that gold base. And now look at the tanks. eyeing up that base, and I don't know how you defend it. This is a very thorny ramp that you don't want to go up. You don't really have enough creep to, like, go up this ramp from the side either. So, I mean, I feel like you have to give up this position and expand to the top. Oh my god, oh, the infestors, they run in. But they get sniped, they get EMP'd, and all of the Ultralisks are dead. All of the ghosts stay alive and still have energy. Fungal should really drain energy, guys. I mean, Blind did end up mining out a bunch of these mineral patches already. 2 of them are already gone. And oh my god, Nicoract actually sieging up and leaving, going back. Another Zergling run by here from Blythe. These are 3/3 cracklings. So they are very good at killing buildings and anything that they can find. And they only cost minerals. Go cry about it. Marines are also only minerals. And they kill all of my hatcheries. If Blythe could do some run-bys to this 4th base in the meantime, that would actually be really strong. Top base gets discovered as well. Look at that, finding all of these orbitals. So 4 orbitals on the map right now. For Nicoract. Bly knows about the location of a bunch of them. Oh, doesn't know that, or it has been lifted last time he saw it. Gold base gets denied once again. And how many ghosts do we have? 12 ghosts versus 6 Ultralisks, and the Ultras go in. Oh my god, zoom! That's the sound. Pew, pew, pew. The Ultralisks just die. It felt like they were just using laser-guided missiles. Just... like, the Ultralisk just stopped existing. Did he? Yes, he did forget Ultralisk armor. So, if you are like, wow, these Marines are doing a lot of damage versus these Ultras, you are right. They are doing more than double damage than they would usually do versus these Ultras right now. Or at least I think so. I don't remember how much damage a Marine does. I know that fully upgraded Marines do 0.5 damage. But if they miss 2 armor, then... I don't know if Ultras get too much armor. If that makes sense. Big fight here at the 4th base of Bly. This might be the last of Bly, actually. His Ultralisks, without armor upgrades, trying their best, but they were not helped by their pilot of the Zerg pieces here in Bly. 2 more bases get denied, and the medevacs are allowed to do their thing. Only a couple Mutalisks still in the sky. I do like a couple Mutalisks here. Could also be Corruptors at this point to just take down these medevacs, take down any Liberators that show up. But, I mean, this cost Bly way too much. 52 drones and only 1 mining base with only 4 patches remaining. More bio just seeps on into that base, killing the drones, and Bly only has melee units in the Zergling to defend. I mean, Nicoract is just doubling his supply, and is going to be crushing him in the next couple seconds. I mean, Bly has no income, he has no army, and he has no worker count. 33 drones went down, and Bly calls the GG. Nicoract takes this 27-minute long game with kind of a... I don't know, in Dutch we say sisser. Kind of a disappointing end to that game. And we are here for game number 3. Side delta between Nicoract and Bly. Nicoract, the young gun. I literally played this guy on ladder back in the day. And Bly, which is kind of an old goat by now. But he's an oldie but a goodie. You know, like he's even a goldie, I would say. Even though last game ended with a whimper, yes, my vocabulary has no bounds. Be sure to like and subscribe for more broadening of vocabulary, at least on my side. Bly's been showing us this cool 2-base build that, I mean, I am a big enjoyer, I'm a fan. I think this is the worst map you could do it on. It might just be his comfort, he's been doing it 2 games in a row, but in those games I could find a reason for him doing it. Game 1, absolute great build on that map. Game 2, I can see it. It's already kind of a shit map for Zerg. So, you know. Make your opponent uncomfortable by doing a non-standard opener. Or I guess it's just kind of an archaic opener at this point. But I mean, it's Bly. It wouldn't be Bly if he wouldn't just do the same build 3 times in a row. Even if it is or isn't good. This is a man that would 12 pool 3 times in a row and be like, I'm either gonna 3-0 or gonna get 3-0'd. That's his mindset. Which, honestly, I've taken that to heart many times. Nicoract seems to be opening the same again. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for the 3cc opener again. Now he did show Hellion Banshee game 1 and then changed it up to the 2-1-1 in game number 2, which is a lot more solid against double muta or a 2-biz muta. Because Hellion Banshee, unless they do damage with the early Hellions, just kind of feels awkward. Because there's no third base to harass and the Banshees can actually just get destroyed early. And you don't have a lot of defenses behind it. Because usually the Banshees are there to like kind of, as an insurance policy. No Ling, Baneling, or Roach-based attack can ever kill you if you have 2 Banshees on the map. And you also have a lot of intel because those Banshees are flying around. But if there's 2-base muta, then Overseers plus muta just kill the Banshees really early. And suddenly you have to invest into turrets super early. You can't land your third base when you want to. I even used to use this Overlord, this one right here, and put it on their third base because I knew I was going to have a super fast lair and just spread creep there. Just be like, yep, there's going to be creep there. Now let's check the gas. 3 in gas here, boy. And how many queens do we have? We have 4 queens this time around. So this is the version that I like, and he's going into the lair. Now almost hit saturation in the natural, which is when you can build a third base and more gases. Speed is now finishing up so he can shoo away this Reaper. And there he is. Shows the speed. And the Reaper is going to go home. Bly wants to make sure that the Reaper can't go into the main base. Because if the Reaper sees this lair, then, you know, it's not all Jover, but it's definitely less of a surprise factor. Like, if the Terran can prepare that early, dude, there's no third CC. Nicoract is kind of changing it up. He's going for a 2-1-1 again, without the fast third CC. I mean, he's probably going to be plonking it down any time now, but definitely not as fast as it has been in the last 2 games. And now we see from Bly a Roach Warren. He is getting a 4th gas as well. But is this just going to be like Roach Ravager? Because this looks like he's doing the 2-base muta again. But he just hasn't built a Spire. He could still build it, I guess. But I don't think so. He did finish up the speed, though. So this could be like a Ling Roach Ravager push. I would expect the creep to be pushed aggressively, though, if that is the case. Double drop is coming on in. And I don't know if Bly knows. Oh, what? Okay. Can't follow the Metavax in the fog. And here comes... Oh, even with the Reaper, one of the creep tumors does go down. And here we go. The 2-1-1 gets on top of the third base. This is why this push is so good against 2-base. They just press stim and click it down. And it's super annoying. You don't really want to invest into taking a 4th base that early. Now the Roaches are out. Roach speed is out. And we have 12 Roaches already on the map. That's quite a few Roaches. And Roaches fight pretty well against these first couple of Marines. And that's all Nicoract has. Look at that. Still no third base. Did invest into double ups. And now it's only kind of awkward because you see a lot of Roaches, so you need to defend. And then it's hard to spend the cash to actually get a third base. So even if Bly doesn't break him here or do a lot of damage, he's doing indirect damage by negating Nicoract the fast third base that he... Well, I mean, it's 6 minutes. He's just late on having a third base at all. Maybe he was planning on doing like kind of a follow-up all-in behind the 2-1-1, which I would also like. Doing an all-in into 2-base mid is kind of okay. I'm saying kind of because then upgrades suddenly don't matter, and then the Zerg actually has attack advantage with Baneling speed and Midas. So if you do an all-in and the Zerg knows, or sniffs it out, I feel like you actually kind of get crushed. Because the Zerg can just overcommit on Lingbane Mira, and you never get a third base without them being even or ahead. Now we see Burrow and Burrow move on the roaches here, so if there are no turrets, those could do a lot of damage. Four roaches? Yeah, right. It's 4 roaches to one-shot SCVs. It's 3 versus probes, because SCVs have more HP, you know. Because they don't regenerate anything, I think is the excuse for this imbalance. But yeah, if he sends 8 roaches into the bases of Nicoract, that basically forces Nicoract to be completely all in. Infestor's coming out as well, dude. Going old school. Infestor, Ravager, Roach used to be so good when the Fungal was still like an instant cast instead of a projectile. It's still oh! God, Fungal. Nicoract did not know that there were Infestors. Did target the Infestor down, but it had already used its Fungal. And a lot of Marines just got caught. 16 more roaches underway. The time bomb is ticking, and Bly is about to explode onto this position and sweep away Nicoract. The drones get out of there. The new third base is being clicked down again, and I feel like Bly should go in before that happens. We see the Biles on top of the tanks. Tanks not being defended because the Bile was greedy. And now all of the roaches just kind of wash onto the Terran shores of that Bioforce. And even though the base was sniped, like, how do you get another base as Terran? I mean, he just started building it. He just started at 8:15. This was probably Giga all-in for Nicoract. He just wanted to all-in Bly, and it didn't work out because Bly was basically on 2.5 base. Making Roach, Ravager, Infestor, and those Fungals. Mwah! Oh my god, Nicoract was not expecting Infestors that early. And I mean, without needing the what is it, energy upgrade nowadays, actually quite sick. Oh, Unburrow kills the siege tank. Can get a second one, Snipe. Clicked down the siege tank. How do you like it? When I lose my archeries, I'm sad. When you lose your siege tanks and your tournament life, your tears will be way bigger than mine were last game. And that is a pretty important fact. Both of these players are 1 and 2 in this tournament. So, Swiss bracket, of course. The loser is out! And Nicoract will have to fight till the last Marine, SCV, and Mule to try and somehow turn this around. Roaches fall off a cliff after upgrades and Marauders hit the field. And just bio, just like, if you have a big enough number, like a decent amount of medevacs, etc., etc., some roaches are move commands clicked onto the siege tank, so they will be following him around. Oh my god, big scan because of this other roach blocking the third base. There's one roach not going to get away. These roaches, oof, they see the turret. And actually a third base for Nicoract has been established. Big drop here as well at the third base. Now if this just gets shut down, Bly is sitting, or is golden. Oh, there's one medevac. Oh, Pone Cold Tempest. The Queen, not quite the Queen of old, but still enough anti-air range to deal with these medevacs. Boom. Hero Queen. Heroine. Not heroine, but, you know, female hero. Heroine. Not the drug heroin, but heroine. I don't know. When I say it out loud, it sounds weird. Spire now coming up for Bly. Is he just going to transition from roaches into Mira? That is kind of the Bly that I remember. That just makes a bunch of roaches, forces you to make a bunch of tanks, and then he's like, huh, tanks don't shoot up, now don't they? And then he makes a bunch of Miras. Like, way later than a normal Zerg would. And it just makes for crazy games. Also adding in banelings. Now this is important, because at some point, pure roaches fall off against bio. Even with infestors, it's a little rough, especially when you are about to be behind on upgrades. But if you have a couple Ravagers, and especially a couple Banelings, like you just need like 12 Banes, and suddenly bio is very afraid of getting fungled ever. It is of course a very gas-intensive way of dealing with bio, so it makes it difficult for Bly to tech up further. But he's a little ahead, so maybe he can afford it. See some burrowed roaches going into the third base. Hold positioned into the mineral line, shooting a couple SCVs here. 7 SCVs do go down, and maybe another scan gets spent onto these roaches as well. So not too bad for Bly. Decent. Ooh, double scan, dude. 2 scans, that's like what? Almost more than 500 minerals in value. I thought it was like 270 minerals per mule. Like, I always shorthand it to like 300, because that feels better. When you get scanned and they kill your Baneling landmines, you're like, I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead. You know, he killed his own economy more than he killed my Banelings. Why are you crying? I'm not crying. This Reaper, damn, is this a new Reaper? No way. Oh, it is maybe, because he did lose 1 Reaper. He might have made this by accident. Roads just go down, and the 4th base for Nicoract actually going down. I kind of want to see Bly bring down the hammer. And he's planning to do so with a pretty fast Broodlord push. And if we look at Nicoract's, well, infrastructure and unit composition, I see no ghosts, no Thors, no Vikings. Only siege tanks. 4 tanks, 15 marauders. Oh, 3 ghosts actually. Oh, and here are the corruptors that I mentioned in the second game. Instantaneously morph into 7 broods. And I think that can do a lot of damage. I would have liked Bly to like fly them over closer, because the movement speed of the corruptor is higher than the Broodlord. Blizzard, please fix. And another base gets sniped in Nicoract. He is about that base sniping life. He got a taste for it last game. He's like, oh, sniping hatcheries is pretty fun, huh? I'm gonna keep doing that. The base sniper. Ooh, we actually get the upgrade for mech. Their transformation salvos, I think it's called. Oh, the Broodlords get caught out in the open on their own. And the Marines actually getting on top of them. 1 Broodlord goes down. A 2nd Broodlord does not go down. And uh-oh, Nicoract now caught out in the open. Not good at all. Medevacs fail to clean or pick them up and run away, because Nicoract is being distracted here. Roach is in his 3rd base. He's doing an attack of his own at the 4th base. Decent fungal here with the corrosive vials. Will clean it up. Fungal corrosive vials, pretty good at killing medevacs. And oh my god, the Lings actually killing the Thors before they can prove their value. Thors are like the best units at killing Broodlords, but it was not meant to be. Bly takes down Nicoract here, 2-1. And that game just kind of like was over pretty quickly. I mean, I thought the Broodlords would set a lot of things in motion, but I mean, they just straight up cleaned out Nicoract here, and an immediate Ultralisk transition behind that as well. I like the Thors with the transformation salvos as well. A little weird, but pretty cool. I think it also works for your siege tanks, sieging and unsieging a little faster. I think that's pretty cool. But Nicoract lost a little bit too much over here, and then I think he just panicked. Good game, 2-1. Bly stays alive in this tournament. And Nicoract, sadly, will be going out. Guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this cast. Be sure to like and subscribe. I would like to have about 500 subscribers. And, you know, well, 1,000 would be great, but let's get up to 100 first. If you have any replays of the StarCraft 1 versus StarCraft 2 mod, I would be willing to cast them. So, you know, hit me up. And otherwise, I will just see you in the next video. Cheers.